Hello, hello, hello. We are live. We are live. Yes, we are. Let's go. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Lovely jubbly. Oh, who's ready for FP2, eh? Hello! Back for part 2. Yes, welcome everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Slight delay on the stream going live, I think it was. FP2, FP2, FP2. Yeah, nearly underway. Nearly underway. The weekend has begun. Cheers, everyone. Got a rum and coke. Well, rum and lemonade, actually. Rum and lemonade. Afternoon, Ants. You can hear her in the back. Yes, she is in the background. Yes. I'm. The setup has now been moved to the front room. Yes, I know it doesn't look it, but yes, I've been moved to out of little one's room to the front room. So yeah, she's waiting patiently for her food. You was working and missed it live, Anne? No worries, no worries. Wasn't too much really to write home about. Bortoletto crash at the end. Were very. Looks like the tyres maybe gave way. Very odd, slow crash. So you're working and watching Q-Storm. Commitment. I like it. I like it. How's the nursery treating it? Yeah, good. Good. Yeah, we spent the last very busy over the last week or so. Well, last weekend we spent a lot of the time rearranging the flat. We had a big clear out in the week. Just clothes and when you hauled stuff after a period of time. So yeah, very busy doing all that sort of boring stuff. But yeah, hopefully going to be able to bring more content to you now because I'm not limited to a 7 p.m. cut-off when she goes to sleep. But FP2 back underway. Not long to go. Chilling down there. It's Victoria Day weekend. Oh, nice. Hope you celebrate it well. Looking more comfy in the setup. I'm sure the co-host appreciates her own space. Of course she does, yeah. But Gabriel Bortoletto is back out there. So, yeah, that crash was a very slow crash. If you didn't see it, just lost control of the rears of those C6s that we're seeing for the first time this week. Overheating going to be an issue, I think, especially when it comes to qualifying. So we'll see if anyone decides to maybe qualify on the medium tyre, which is the old soft tyre, because they might not be able to make that ultra soft, shall we say, last till the end. But we'll see. Hey, Ollie, good to see you, mates. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Tom, JRD. You're a lot more chilled than I am, by the sounds of it. Is there a minimum tyre pressure rule in F1? There is. I can't remember. Don't ask me what the exact requirements are, but yes, the tyre pressures are set. Minimum tyre pressures are set by Pirelli in line with the FIA, and yeah, you can't obviously. You can't exceed those, basically. Otherwise, you will be at risk of disqualification. I think that's the case. I think that is the case between for all motorsport series. To be honest with you, I think they have minimum tyre pressures. So, qualifying's tomorrow. Qualifying is tomorrow. Am I married? Not married yet. No. We've been together 7 years though, 6-7 years. So. That'll be the next thing on the cards. I can feel eyes in the back of my head right now. Right, your favourite mods? Yeah, I think they're it's school, maybe still school time for them. A couple of them are in school. They're doing good. Little one, if you can hear little one in the background, it's because she's very excited that she's about to be fed. Thank you, Spice. Yeah, it's flown by. Absolutely flown by. In a good way. In a good way. Morning, Nero. Good to see you. Yeah, afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. The weekend has begun. The first of a second practice session of the first triple header this we're going to have. We've got, of course, Imola right now. Then we head to Monaco, everyone's favourite race weekend of the year. And then we head to Barcelona to round it off, where there is that big technical directive for the flexi wings coming in that could shake up the order. We'll see. We will see. I'm not quite so convinced, but a change nonetheless that could make the racing closer. Guiana Scotia's clear. We have a cat, yeah. Yeah, Luna. So, happy families. We prioritised different things. We wanted to get our own place first, because like it is in most areas of the world, it's very expensive to get on the property ladder, which we've been fortunate enough to do. And then, yeah, we decided to have baby Tuffy first. Oh, thank you, Anne. Much appreciated. Yes, guys, if you can hit that like and subscribe button as well, just a token of your appreciation that you are enjoying the streams. And yes, helps me bring this dream closer to reality of doing this as a full-time career for you all, and bring you more live streams in the week and more content in the week as well. And yeah, hopefully some bigger and better things for the channel. Once you have a child, it is stronger than a marriage license. Yeah, exactly. When did I hit 40k subs? Can't remember. Not too long ago. We've been the watch-alongs have been doing really well and been growing the channel. It's been growing every weekend, every race weekend. So, evening, Pat. Good to see you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Have I raced in the sim against Max Verstappen's team? No, they're too quick for me. I always end up I don't race in the same races as them, like the same series, same cars. But yeah, They're way too quick for me. So, interesting, guys. So, we're only a few tenths off of the fastest time we saw in FP1, which was a 16.5, bearing in mind. Fastest lap for last year in qualifying, pole position was a 14.7. So, we're still some way off of the fastest laps that we have seen here at Imola last year. But the medium compound tyre is the soft tyre from last year. So, no doubt this tyre probably lasts a whole lap when you're pushing on it. As we can see, Lando Norris go quickest in the first sector, but that's just been taken away by 100th of a second, less than 100th of a second by Max Verstappen. So we will see some push laps here. Interested to see if we see push laps on the medium tyre or the soft tyre. Most people think the flexi wing rules are for both wings. They forget it's mainly for front wing, which will affect Merc a lot. People think McLaren will fall like 2014. Yes, yeah, Mercedes actually have quite a very flexible front wing. I think it does relate to the rear wing somewhat as well. I don't think it is just the front wing, but the front wing has more of an impact of that flexiness, because that is the first point of contact, of course, isn't it, on the car. As Lando, our fastest lap we have seen here today, a 16.0, half a second quicker than that of Oscar Piastri, so he definitely fired his tyres up nicely there. I'm not sure what happened to... Oh, who was that? Lewis Hamilton hitting the curb very heavy into turn one, which got the rear stepping out, which is why he had a bit of a slow time there. But the Ferraris 11th and 12th. Some updates for them here this weekend as well. Not that big of an update, but as Max went to P2, split the two McLarens. I think that's what most of us expect here this weekend, heading into quali tomorrow. Max wasn't happy with his FP1 runs earlier, banging the wheel, but we know what Max is like. He'll turn it around, no doubt, and nearly be on pole. When will you get another baby stream, Ujwal? Soon. She's busy eating at the moment. She's very... What's she got, George? She's got veg and chicken. Mixed greens and chicken. And a pudding for afters. For dessert. She's fed better than I am. Are we going to see Kimi win the Drivers' Championship for Merc in the next 3 to 4 years? I mean... That's a very long time in F1. It's a very long time in general. But if he continues on this trajectory, and if Merc give him a car that he is capable of winning races in, I mean, I've been impressed by him. So I think if he continues on the path that he's on, yeah, you could see him challenge for titles and definitely win races, that's for sure. Hi. Welcome. Found this channel last race. Best stream you could find. Thank you. Much appreciated. I appreciate your kind words, guys. Keep them coming. Keep the compliments coming. You may see my head increase in the bottom right hand of your corner of your phone monitor, etc. But it fuels me. Dude Belly Talks here. Feels like you can commentate on TV. Thank you, mate. Yeah, look, what we do here, the practice sessions. If you're new to the stream, guys, as I say in every practice session, these sessions are just an opportunity for us to just sit back as a community, have a back and forward, ask questions, and that's what it's about. That's what I love about these watch-alongs, is that I enjoy commentating for you all, but I love the interaction that we get. Watching it on your TV is great as well, but you don't get the interaction. So I love chatting F1. I love chatting with you guys, and you seem to like the same thing. So I'm not always right. I am quite knowledgeable. I stay up to date with all the news and stuff like that. So I can give you guys my opinions. Some of them may be completely wrong and way off the mark, but it'd be a boring world if we all agreed, wouldn't it? Williams looking good, Ian. They are. Yeah, they were earlier. So something that, yes, we noted in our own Discord. So if you want to join my Discord, you can see the link in the description below. Talk sim racing and obviously real life racing as well, predominantly F1. And something someone pointed out about the Williams in the FP1 session was that Alex Albon running a much skinnier rear wing, a slimmer rear wing than Carlos Sainz. And Alex Albon, that's why he was struggling in particularly Sector 2 and Sector 3. So that not going very well for him. So different downforce configurations for the two Williams drivers. Albon got off to the better start here, though. I'm yet to see if he actually is still running that rear wing configuration, or if he's gone to the more deeper, bigger rear wing like Carlos Sainz was running, as Fernando Alonso nearly ran into the back of Colapinto there. So that's why it's been noted of Colapinto and Alonso impeding there. So Alonso, very good car control from him. Do I think Franz Hermann is doing good in Max's car? I mean, even F1 posted earlier, Max Verstappen was Franz Hermann. As Carlos Sainz, speaking of Williams, Carlos Sainz up into P1, by the way. First sub 16 second time. That Williams looking quite evidently the best of the rest, but it could push the Ferrari again, I think, from what we've seen in his first couple of practice sessions, as Albon goes P2. Look at that, less than 100th separating the two of them. And, well, Yuki Tsunoda, someone who's in that Red Bull who you expect to do much better here, isn't really doing that well. She wanted the water. Is that what she wanted? Yeah. Water! She's off screen right now. She's being fed. What do I think about McLaren's strange tyre calling strategy? I don't think it's strange. I think it's innovative. Whatever they are doing. So we mentioned it a while back, as Lando now goes fastest. We mentioned it a while back, and it was first noted by... who did I hear it from? Summers, I think it was, Matt Summers. He is a former technical editor of Autosport, now at Planet F1, and he was on the Missed Apex podcast, and he was saying that basically they've got a clever calling strategy on the brake drums of their cars. Now, if you look at the images, you may not see the technical elements of it and know particularly what you're looking at, but what you will see is that there's a lot more happening. There's a lot more covering the brake itself than there is on other cars. And that's because McLaren have found out a way, an innovative way of cooling and managing the cooling of their tyres. So they're able to, through the practice sessions, find out where they want to direct the temperature into either the tyres or away from the tyres or away from the brakes and so forth. How they're doing that, I don't know. I'm not really that well versed in it all, but yeah, it's very innovative. So, and the FIA have said it's a-okay, and yeah, other teams just need to catch up to them, because it's also something that the teams want to figure out how to do, not just for this season but for moving forward as well, because it would give McLaren an advantage heading into the following seasons, that's for sure, if they're not able to get on top of it. phase change materials, very innovative way to call the brakes. Yes, I think it was something along those lines from what I've heard. So, would I ever consider covering F1 Academy races? I would love to do more coverage, Olivia, on the Junior Formula Series. So F2, F3, F1 Academy. However, there is no data available to do what we do here. I'd love to. I tried checking earlier with F2, actually. There's not even a timing tower, which is a real shame. I think they're really missing out on a trick there. I would love to bring you guys more watch-alongs. I'd love to do the junior formulas, but I can't. It's just TV coverage, which is not really... I don't know. It's difficult. It's not really how I would do things, to be honest with you. Hopefully they do one day, and hopefully there is a draw for it. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm definitely waiting for them to introduce it. So we'll see. She'll be... I'll get her on stream once she's finished her pudding, and she's smiling at me right now. And once she's been cleaned up as well. Her face is very messy right now. What do I think about the Christian Horner situation? I think it's a lot of hoo-ha at the moment, Olivia. I don't think there's really anything substantial behind it. I think it's all rumour. Started on TikTok, and it's just snowballed from there because people would love to see Christian Horner go. But I don't think he's going anywhere right now. Hamilton going quicker in the first sector, by the way. Not that quick, though. 17th fastest in the first sector right now, that time is. So he's struggling a little bit here. Oh, she's not happy. She's run out of food. Love F1 Academy. Ford Dalton's got them into it last year. Coverage has expanded a lot this year. Yeah, they've done better, but they could, like all the junior formulas really, they could do much better with their coverage. Because I think there's a number of channels as well, not just myself, but there's a number of channels on YouTube and that who would cover it more if it was more accessible. Like F2, F3, F1 Academy. But yeah, it's just not there really. Good old TikTok, exactly. On the current performance, do I think Williams is better than Ferrari? Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah. Although Lewis is catching a lot of traffic. Who is that? Who was just dilly-dallying? Someone was just dilly-dallying. Was that Sonoda? And Sonoda's the one out there, isn't he? Sonoda was dilly-dallying through Aqua Minerali there when Lewis was coming through. I'm surprised that's not been noted for impeding, to be honest with you. The problem for everyone else is that it takes a long time to research which phase change materials are the best for the job and where to best place them. Exactly, Pablo. I think the way it may be, the only way, I guess, really, to truly know what they're doing is if you hire someone from McLaren. So if another team hires the engineers who are kind of based around the brakes, the cooling side of the car, that is how you'll get that information. But then there's always a delay because there's like a 6-month gardening period. So, yeah, it's going to be a long time until people truly know the ins and outs of the McLaren brake drums and how they're actually making it work. Gasly up into P5. He's been doing well. Putting all the hoo-ha behind what's happening with Alpine off track behind him. Putting that to one side and doing well in that Alpine. Do I think other teams will combat McLaren's tyre degradation strategy as the season goes on? I mean, they're going to try to. They're definitely going to try to, but it's within the law. They can't protest it anymore. They just need to do better. So they'll figure out some solutions, no doubt, and they'll be analysing and trying to get pictures of the brake drums as much as possible to see exactly what it is that they're doing. But it's going to be very tricky for them to do so because they won't be able to see on the inside. And McLaren will... Now they know there's a lot of focus on that area, they'll be doing a lot to ensure that limited access is given to it. Have Ferrari made a mistake by not staying with their last year car and upgrading a little bit of focus in 2026? I think so, Arnold, yes. Now, they changed their whole concept of their car. They went from a pull rod system to a push rod system, something they haven't used for years. And it's just causing so many issues for them. Unless it's because they think there was a higher ceiling or they've reached the ceiling of the pull rod system because the majority of the teams use push rod at the moment. Or maybe it's because they think it's influential to the 2026 regs, the push rod system compared to pull rod. I don't know. But whatever it's done, whichever the decision they've made to do for what... Sorry, the reason why they've made that decision is cost them this season, I think. Yeah, for sure. How was Franco in FP1? Slow, but to be expected. He's going to take time to get back in. He hasn't been in a competitive session since Abu Dhabi last year. No, he didn't even race Abu Dhabi, did he? It was... no, he did race Abu Dhabi. It was Williams, sorry. I was thinking Alpine. Yeah, no, Abu Dhabi. So, yeah, it's been 6 races for him. It's been a long time since he's been in an F1... Well, not since he's been in an F1 car, but in a competitive session. So... I know, Rotty. It's fine. We keep it to F1. We'll keep it to F1. The practice sessions are a little bit, as I said, a bit more chilled, a bit more relaxed. It's fine. Both Williams on the higher downforce package now. There we go, Connor. I was trying to see images. I couldn't see whether they were on it or not. That will make sense why Albon's so much closer to Sainz now, wouldn't it? Yeah, that low downforce wing just wasn't working for them. He was just losing so much time. She'll be on in a minute. Don't worry. Both Williams on the high... thermal dynamics is my hobby. McLaren is genuinely brilliant. You live for intense physics engineering. That's the great thing about F1 is that you can be in so many different industries and still have... still really get into the technical side of things. Because there's so much going on in an F1 car, so... Russell giving the softs a go. He is, yes. Russell is on a push lap. Let's stay on board with him. He's the only driver out there at the moment. I haven't really paid too much attention to the track map itself, but he's on fastest out of anyone in that middle sector. Now, this C6 tyre we did see in the FP1 session. Drivers were struggling to keep the temps under control come the end of the lap. So let's see if George is going to be able to do that. Track temperature is falling slightly. It's 34.9 degrees now, where it was around the 37 mark. That couple of extra degrees can really make a big difference in Formula 1. And let's see how it comes across the line for George. And it's fastest, a 15.693. Okay, so that's an improvement for him. 2.5 temps. How much he was pushing on that, I don't know. But that was second fastest in the first sector, fastest in the second, as you can see from the purple there, and he was second fastest in the third sector as well, just behind Lando Norris. But the McLarens here, if the medium compound tyre, which is last year's soft, is really the tyre that can last a whole distance over a lap without overheating compared to the softs, you suspect really that the McLarens are going to be supreme here, because they're going to be able to go quicker than everyone else, because they're just going to be able to make that with, as we were talking about the brake cooling and the tyre management, which they're supreme on at the moment. They'll be able to just, like we saw in Melbourne in Australia, make that tyre last in a nice window for the duration of a lap, whereas others will fall off. Why are Alpine faster than Ferrari and Red Bull? What's going on? And why is Imola so weird as a track? So Ferrari at the moment, there's varying reasons why Alpine could be quicker. I think Lewis has had a couple of laps interrupted by traffic, from what I've seen on the images anyway. It looks like he's taken a bit too much curb on some of the entry to the corners, so he's unsettled himself, which is why he's not been particularly quick in the first sector. We also don't know engine modes, fuel loads. That can make a big factor, or that is a big factor in lap time. Every 10 kilograms of fuel on board of the car equates to 0.3 seconds, 3 tenths of lap time. So you start with 100 kilos of fuel, around that anyway. So every 10 kilos is 3 tenths of a lap in time. So yeah, that's a lot. Hey, it's good to see you. What's up? Hope all is well. Sure missed some F1. I know. Well, we've got 3 weekends in a row now. 3 weekends in a row. Imola, Monaco, and then Barcelona, guys. Williams beside the McLaren is a miracle. What did I think about the Lando's statement on Max during Miami? Which one? What, the one about him fighting, he ruined his own race? I mean, overall, yes, probably Max did ruin his own race. But with the fact that track position is so key at the moment in F1, and we know dirty air, and the fact that we had seen safety cars at Miami before, like you want to hold on to track position. So I would say... I would say I don't quite agree with Lando's comments there, but The racing itself into turn 2, which I think he made a brief comment about. Not sure. I mean, I can't remember exactly what he said about them, but yeah, I mean, it's the racing rules at the moment that lend themselves to that sort of driving, which I don't like, and I've said many times I don't like. Connor George saying Merck's target true temps were too hot for the push lap. Really? Yeah, that's going to be an issue, isn't it? That's going to be an issue for everyone. And that's really, as well, for like Max. Can Max keep those tyres in the right window for long enough? I don't know. I mean, look how slow he's going right now, Max, on this outlap. It's so slow. Hey, Rob Sticks. You're so busy. Glad you made it into my live stream again. Thank you, man. Always good to see you. Hope you're good busy, though. That's the thing. Being busy, being good busy, it's a luxury to have, isn't it? Hopefully it's good busy and not bad busy, man. But good to see you again. Bring back refueling. I think refueling is a bit overstated of how good it would make racing. Overfueling would actually complicate racing more, I think, and complicate the races more. Because we wouldn't know. There was so many shenanigans played with fuel loads and so forth back in the day in F1 with refueling, but it actually ruins the viewing experience. So I'm not... While, of course, there would be the variability of, like make an incorrect fuel stop or whatever, or pit stop, you've also got to remember that the pit stops now are so well... They're such well-oiled machines, aren't they? Like the pit stop crews. That you probably very rarely see an issue with fuel stops. So, hey, folk, good to see you. Oh, we're here now, buddy. That's what matters. As long as EMILIA is replaced by South Africa, you're fine. I mean, as long as it's... I don't mind tracks... Well, I say some tracks being replaced, but I don't want tracks... I don't want historic tracks being replaced just because they don't bring in enough money, you know? I mean, they've got plenty of Middle Eastern circuits and plenty of circuits across the world that are paying them enough money. So, but I guess it's a business obligation to shareholders and so forth, you know. But Max Verstappen going quick here. Fastest in the middle sector. Around half a tenth quicker as Yuki's gone fastest in the first sector. Okay, Yuki, I see you. Max only goes second fastest behind George. But Yuki, who's been a bit off the pace here in this FP1 and session right now, has turned up the heat. But has he maybe taken a little bit too much out of his tyres in that first sector? We'll see. Hopefully not. Only half a tenth. He is coming up to Gasly, former teammate, as Behrman goes into P5. That's better positives for Behrman there. 26.2 for him in the middle sector, Yuki. So that's third fastest. So Yuki hooks up the last couple of corners here, and he could be jumping to the top of the timing screens. Let's go, Yuki. Go on, buddy. Lawson up into P9 there in the RBs, who seem to struggle in FP1. One last corner for Yuki. Let's see if he's hooked it up or not. And P3, only a tenth behind. That's less than a tenth behind Verstappen. Just a tenth behind Verstappen there. That's a good lap time. Whoa! Hadjar into P3. Oh my goodness, Hadjar into P3. Where's he got that lap time from? Where has Hadjar just got that lap time from? There I was saying the RB cars are struggling. That's either... So that makes you wonder, how is Russell and Verstappen is struggling, or were they not pushing as much as Norris is going quick right now. He's just put a tenth and a half. Well, he's just put a tenth on Verstappen in the second sector, by the way, as Leclerc goes P3. Top four separated by less than a tenth just, but Norris, I think, is going to completely wipe the floor of him here. We'll keep an eye on Piastri as well, as he's coming up to a bit of traffic, so he's like maybe out. Whoa, a 23.78 for Piastri in the first sector. Piastri's flying right now. 1:15.3, so just nearly 4 tenths put on George Russell there. Lando Norris, sorry, not Max Verstappen, but Oscar Piastri is flying. Did he get held up by the traffic in the second sector? We will see as he makes his way through Acqua Minerale up into Variante Alta. And, well, no, he did not get held up, because that is a purple middle sector there as Gasly goes P2. So push laps. I'll tell you what, qualifying could be very interesting tomorrow. Let's see. But Piastri got a bit of traffic here as he's making his way through the last couple of corners. I do presume his lap time will be hindered a little bit here. And it was a little bit, as that last sector was only fifth fastest. He lost 2 tenths to his teammate in the last sector. So he still went quicker than Norris, but that was pretty much a 15 flat there for Piastri if he didn't get held up by Behrman in the last couple of corners. So, hey, Pink, good to see you. Sorry you're late, but the girl needed a bit. No worries, good to see you. For a guy like this, much talent and a machine-like approach to racing, Max gets very panicky if things start going bad suddenly. Imola 21. Yeah, he's very. He's very vocal, I guess. Sometimes I feel like Max does make mountains out of a molehill, but I mean, I guess it's the pressure. He puts the pressure on the team to make the changes and make those decisions, and they have, for the most part, worked for him. So, is this a practice? It's practice. Do I think Aston's upgrade will work this time? I don't know. It's in the hands of Lance Stroll, their update this weekend. Alonso supposedly does not have it. So, in Alonso's hands, I'd say yes. But Stroll's hands, not a very good benchmark. Will we see medium in Q1 and Q2 like sprint race? I am going to say I think we may. I think we may for the teams that won't expect to get through to Q3. As Hamilton is complaining about the brakes. His damn brakes are a problem. He's having issues with the brakes at the moment, which is why he's down in 16th, maybe. I think, yes, we will see the guys who don't expect to make out of Q2 to maybe use the mediums if they're struggling to keep those tyres in the right temperature window for a whole lap. It's the most vocal you've been for a while. Come here, let's show you to everyone before you go and play. I know, they're all in the other room, aren't they? I know. Watch her throw up on me right now. On the stream. Oh, there you are. Big girl. Big girl. Oh, there you are. Say hello to everyone. Say hello. What do you think of Lewis Hamilton at the moment? Is he doing any good? What's your opinions? Silence speaks 1,000 words, guys, sometimes. Right. Say bye. Bye. Oh. Ooh. What's that? I know, now she's laughing. Let's see the missus. Am I going to take her car in, Georgine? I'll maybe in the future, but not on the regular. No, it's a very expensive sport, unfortunately, especially here in the UK. So, there you go. Ooh, start the Jos Verstappen project. But yes, that's the one who was keeping me from creating more content, guys. But she's we've moved everything out of her room now. So right, where was we 29 minutes remaining of this FP2 session, guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you are yet to hit that like button, please do. Who's this famous dude from the official YouTube channel is streaming today? I know, right? On the official YouTube page. Best commentator on YouTube, eh? Lando Norris improving, ladies and gentlemen, in that middle sector, 25.937. And he improved in the first sector as well, but still a little bit off of his teammates. I'm not sure if Piastri maybe got a bit of... I wonder if he got a little cheeky toe down the start-finish straight last time around. But Lando's pitting. Oh, is he pitting? Has he backed out of that? What has he done? Backed out of it, and he's going again? Is he going again? Yeah, slowed there. Maybe he has an off, not sure. Oh, it's getting a bit hot in here. That's what you get for being the biggest watch-along. Haha. Not quite. No, I'm not quite the biggest watch-along yet. But we're getting there. We have the best community, though. That's what we do have. We have the best community, guys. This headset is very... do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to end that. Hang on, bear with me. Just going to do that. Oof. Norris had a giga slide. Fair enough. Yeah, that'll be why he backed out. That'll be why he backed out. So that's what I mean. Like, they're trying to do multiple laps on this tyre, and it's just not lasting. It's literally got a single push lap in it, I think, by the looks of it. Because Norris was going quicker, but then come the end of the lap, where you really need that grip through turn 17 and 18. Tricky. Exactly. Should make a t-shirt where you always showcase your channel, so when they do it again, you get free advertisement on the YouTube channel. Good idea. Good idea. I can show you. I'm not going to show you the mini sectors, but I will show you the sector leaderboard at the moment. So these are the fastest sectors, so you get a good idea of where everyone is. You can see Hamilton is struggling with the brakes, he said, at the moment. So just watching the slide of Lando. Yeah, just not comfortable through that last sector, Lando, on this set of tyres. But yeah, you can see the sector times there. Hamilton in particular struggling in that Ferrari, complaining about the brakes as he's now in the pit lane. And McLaren's, as you suspect, at the top of the timing screens there. Piastri is only 5th in the last sector because his lap, he was impeded. I say impeded. Behrman was starting the lap, so he come up across the back of the Haas driver, so he wasn't able to go full beans through the last couple of corners. But you can see Yuki Tsunoda very quick in the first sector, sub 23 there, sorry, sub 24, as is Isaac Hadjar as well. As I said, Alonso, the Aston Martin at the moment, the Aston Martin driver, if I move this up, you will be able to see Alonso dead last in all the time in all the sectors at the moment. No updates on his car, they are all on Lance Stroll's car, so not good from him. Kimi Antonelli is... I don't know what's up with Kimi Antonelli at the moment. He hasn't really set any time, I think, at the moment. P17. So, you want speed traps? Yeah, I'll show you speed traps. Hang on. There we go. Here's the speed traps. So, Alex Albon fastest there. You can see in the first sector and second sector. The actual speed trap itself, Colapinto is fastest. Now, that can be a bit misleading because of, it could be the slipstream, but Gasly is also up there as well. So the Alpine is quick in a straight line, and this is the thing at Imola, is that there's only really one place. There is really only one place to overtake, which is down into turn 1. So if you're able to run, the teams will be wanting to run as low a downforce as possible to ensure they have as maximum top speed. And try and just eke their way, I guess, around the Sector 2 and Sector 3. Because if you've got decent top speed, you're going to be impossible to overtake, especially with the dirty air and someone who's got higher drag set up than you. But of course, it's all about that fine balance. But Gasly seems to be Alpine, I think, have found that fine balance at the moment, because they most definitely, with Gasly up in P3 at the moment in FP2, it's looking well, No further investigation for Colapinto and Alonso. The favourite Yuki is only 2 to 3 spots behind Verstappen, really shows he deserves the seat. I think he's shown he deserves the seat. I think he has also showcased that second car is definitely not, is not the same as Max, or it's just, Max, people have been forgetting as well that some of the gaps have been exaggerated from Yuki to Max, because Max has been getting the updates first on the Red Bull compared to Yuki. So they haven't been driving exactly the same car, and it's already a tricky enough car to drive anyway. Plus, we know that to drive that Red Bull very quick, you have to drive it Max's way. It's a very on-the-edge car, even more so this year than it has in the past. So Yuki, they've focused, and they've stated this, they've focused on just trying to get him stable setups, something that is comfortable and stable, rather than chasing outright pace. I think they know that it's just, look, Yuki just needs to try and finish in the points. They don't expect anything special from him. That's what they want from him. And I think he's been doing a decent enough job in that regard. Anyone who expected him to jump in there and do the same as Max is just kidding themselves. I don't think anyone could do that, just because of how that car is required to be driven. So, gotta love Albon's performance, yeah. Albon is just doing everything he needs to. Doing everything he needs to at the moment. So, Have I heard the rumours about Christian Horner getting sacked? I have, and I don't think there's anything behind them. I think they're quite baseless, to be honest with you. I think, from what I understand, they originated from... where did they originate from? They originated from TikTok. So, yeah, I wouldn't take too much from it, to be honest with you. I haven't seen any journalists and any reputable websites like report on it, so... Perez in the latter half of 24 made us think that the car was only drivable by Max only, but that was not the case, I think. Yeah, I mean, look, Perez clearly likes a complete opposite driving style to Max. When the car was more... When Max complained about understeer in the Red Bull, you saw Perez's performance, like, go up. Because that's how he liked the car to be driven, not as much on the nose. And as the seasons went on... The car obviously developed more towards Max, became more pointier, as you do for your faster driver. And Perez just couldn't deal with that. And he got inside his own head and he lost that confidence. And it just his performances just started to spiral. So Perez is a good driver. He's not on Max's level, but he's a good enough driver to consistently finish in the points and get podiums. But yeah, as the media pressure heaped on him and all of those poor performances, he just got in his own head and... Yeah. Thank you, Alex. Next year is our year. But yeah, at the moment, Lewis Hamilton really needs to sort something out. He looked okay in FP1, to be honest with you, but FP2 here, complaining about the brakes. So not sure what's happened. So Leclerc reporting, guys, we need to work on the entry of turns 5, 9, 11. It's critical, I would say. 5, 9, and 11. So those are the fast entry corners, pretty much there. So yeah, the corners where the car is loaded most through turn 5 and turn 9 and turn 11 is where the Ferrari is struggling. And that's what Charles Leclerc is reporting they need to work on. So... something not quite right with that Ferrari, and I'll tell you what, it does look pretty skittish every time they go through the chicane in whoever's hands it is. So Albon explained it well with the front end being like, yeah, exactly. It's like a mouse, isn't it, on super sensitivity. The hybrid system, every team is complaining about, barely does anything with the 50-50 split. I don't have high hopes. Honestly, we just need a less hybrid. Well, they have had discussions about changing how the application works to something like 60-40, 70-30. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet, but yeah, they're talking about the redistribution of power in the hybrid system for 2026 because of those reasons. So yeah, we'll see if that is going to be confirmed. That's something that has been proposed. Rob Sticks, thank you for the 125, buddy. Much appreciated. Is that pesos? Apologies, I don't. My currency symbols aren't very good, but thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. That should come through as an alert. Hey, Peter, good to see you. How long is this stream live? Oh, I'm live for the whole practice session, and we always stick around to chat as well because I love chatting about F1. The race streams, I'm sometimes live 2 hours after the race ends. Time flies by. Would I ever consider a celebrity commentator alongside myself, David? I don't know. I mean, someone asked about a co-host alongside me for races. I'm not sure because I feel like I've got a good thing going here and you guys seem to enjoy it. And I've got a nice flow going. I'm not sure working with a co-commentator would particularly work. I mean, it would give me a little bit of a break, but I don't know. My mind moves at 1,000 miles an hour, especially when doing the races and qualifying. So, no problem, Peter. That's what we do here. Hamilton and Ferrari are two different concepts. Oof. Does the Mrs. Stuffeyy like F1 too? She does, yeah. Not to the same extent to me, of course. She has got, because of my love for it, she has got interested in it. So, like many, she kind of really started taking an interest around Drive to Survive. Because I was interested in watching it and she knew it was something that I enjoyed. And from then on, she's got more invested in it. She doesn't watch it religiously, but she does keep an eye on it. And of course, she knows what happens because of hearing me in the background while she's in the other room. Co-commentator only really works when you can see the footage. Yeah, I think so, Taco. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Yeah. I am the celebrity. There would be less chat read as you guys would just chat away. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I did notice that. So I think it was quite nice to break up the practice, the test days with Spanners from Missed Apex podcast, the host. I think it was quite nice for him to come in for about an hour because obviously that's like very long days. That's a bit different, but on the race weekends itself, yeah, I feel like we have a good flow. So my cat will be a nice co-host, yeah. I'm sure the little one will be a co-host when she's a bit older as well. So you're from Taiwan, welcome. Yeah, this stream is truly international. So when I look back at it, guys, to see where you guys are all tuning in from, it truly is a global stream. It just shows the reach of F1 and the reach of this watch-along. So big thank you to everyone across the world who tunes in. So big thank you. If you're liking it, as I continue to say, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Just shows us. Are there any chance for Verstappen to win his 5th World Drivers' Championship this year, considering Red Bull's poor performance? There is still, yes, because he's still picking up points. And look, we're still yet to see the McLarens truly come together or fight each other. They're going to trip over themselves at some point. That is where Max could potentially capitalise. It's still a very long season. Lots can happen. It all depends on kind of development, though, I think. Do McLaren just... Because McLaren are clearly going to put more stock in this season and develop more of this car, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you try and get back-to-back constructors titles and get your first drivers world champion since Mika Hakkinen back in 2004, 3? It was definitely back in the early 2000s, wasn't it, that Mika Hakkinen won his world title? No, sorry, Lewis Hamilton. Apologies. Oh my God, I'm doing Lewis a disservice. Sorry. Since Lewis Hamilton in 2009. Sorry. 2009 was the last McLaren World Drivers' Champion. Apologies. It was the Constructors' Championship, but was a lot further back than that, when it was Coulthard and Hakkinen. But yes, why wouldn't you put more stock in that for this season? Whereas other teams will probably back off and just move resource to next season. So the Max fandom is sneaking in slowly. But drivers all out on the medium compound tyre now, just using that tyre that they set some laps on at the start of this session. So we're not going to see any more quick lap times, I do presume. But yeah, work to be done for Ferrari in particular, work to be done for Mercedes as well. I'm not sure what happened with Kimi Antonelli. He spent quite a long time in the pit lane, so some changes may be happening to that car. What about... Is there Nico Hulkenberg down there as well? They're not looking too quick, are they? Esteban Ocon, the Haas. Don't know that Haas. Don't know which Haas is going to turn up, do you? Each weekend. Sometimes they're quick over a single lap. Sometimes they're really slow. Honestly, you hope at the end of the season Piastri and Max will be closer. It would be cool to watch them fight. Yeah, I can see that happening. I'll be going to write Lawson off. Well, I'll tell you what, Lawson does need to pull his finger out, doesn't he? To be honest with you. How many races until the summer break? We've got at least, another 6 races to the summer break. I think if he doesn't improve somewhat by the summer break, I think he'll be let go. Yeah. I think it's a sad thing to say, but I think if with Arvid Lindblad in the wings, they could promote Arvid Lindblad quite early. And I think they may cut their losses with Lawson. Which I don't hope isn't the case, because I do like Lawson. And I do think there is a good driver in there. But they just, yeah, they've ruined him, to be honest with you. It's Red Bull ruining Lawson. Streaming from Ghana, Sammy. Good to see you. If Africa were to host, where would you suggest? Maybe some place with technical difficulties to give the race more fun. Oh, well, to be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with many racetracks in Africa. I won't lie. The only ones that I do really know is Kyalami, which I think is suitable. I'd much prefer to go to Kyalami than the proposed Johannesburg street circuit. I think it's Johannesburg or Cape Town. I think it's Cape Town, actually. Street circuit that's been proposed. I don't want to see more street circuits. Like, give us proper race circuits again. No, they honestly can't fire Lawson. No good driver in reserve. Waiting for F1 Academy yet. Lindblad could be, but not enough license points. Has he not got enough license points? Okay, if that's the case, then maybe they'll be stuck. Yeah, maybe I say stuck with him, but they'll have to keep him then, wouldn't they? I didn't realise Lindblad doesn't have enough points. I know they had to get special dispensation for him to be their reserve driver. Test driver, or to get the rookie sessions. I think they had to get special dispensation for him to be able to get the rookie sessions this season in F1 because he's not, or he wasn't 18 at the time, I think it was. Or maybe it's because of the super license points, can't remember. They also need the same shrink as Ricciardo and Kvyat to deal with all the trauma. Yeah, I mean, the thing is for him as well is that he's got, I mean, to one extent it's a good thing because it shows that you need mental fortitude. He's gone in there and he's got a teammate, Isaac Hadjar, who is just absolutely loving life at the moment. So, on one hand, that's a good thing because you know you've got a very good benchmark that you need to be beating. But on the other hand, if you don't beat him, you don't look very good. If you had a benchmark of a driver who wasn't performing that well and you came in and you was the driver who was outperforming them comfortably, it makes you look better and can build your confidence. So. But if he can get on top of Hadjar for a good run of races, then that will build his confidence massively. So, Lindblad will replace Lawson next year. They do rate him very highly. Yeah, they do rate him very highly. So, I do think Hadjar and Lawson are... Oh, I think it's even Yuki. I am still not convinced Yuki's going to be at Red Bull next season. I'm still not convinced. Unless Honda give Red Bull that money still to keep Yuki in that seat, I don't think Yuki will be there next season. I still think Yuki is at risk of being out of F1 for next year. So, yeah, we'll see. How is F1 not in the most populated country? I know the taxes and stuff, but still. Yeah, I don't know. Probably money again, isn't it? Hey, Rob6, wondering, do I play F1 Manager? I did play the first year it came out, but no, I kind of went off of it, to be honest. I like to do my own racing more. Man, if Yuki goes, that would suck. Yeah, I mean, but Yuki is only there primarily, and I know what people will think. He should have been there instead of Lawson. But the main reason he wasn't there in the first place is because of politics, and the only reason he's there now is because of the money. Otherwise, I think they probably would have stuck with Lawson, even though Lawson was doing terribly. I think the fact that Honda came in at that time, with Japan being up next, will give you an extra 10 mil on top of the 10 mil we already give you. Like, there was a lot of incentives there for Red Bull to promote Yuki, because what have you got to lose? If Yuki does just as poorly as Lawson, well, at least they're getting an extra £10 million for the trouble. So, would there be any improvements or regulation changes post-summer break that might change the current dynamic? There is always a possibility, yes. There is always a possibility of technical directives being issued by the FIA at any point in the season. But we don't know what they will be. At the moment, I can't think of anything. As I said, I'm not too technically... I know basic technical stuff around F1, but there's nothing that I would be able to pinpoint with my basic knowledge that would be cracked down upon in the last season of a regulation. So... What GT3 car do I use on the sim? If I use any, I did like the McLaren. I do like the new McLaren on iRacing. Was it the 720S? That's a nice car to drive. Red Bull probably feels like jumping to 9k iRating in a week and then try not to lose it. Yeah, Red Bull haven't helped themselves by any means. I think I go back to it. Compare Liam Lawson to... Yeah, compare Liam Lawson to, or any of their junior drivers, to be honest with you, to Kimi Antonelli and what Mercedes have done with Kimi Antonelli. So what what Mercedes did with Kimi Antonelli is that they gave him this whole testing program in their former F1 cars, and he did more kilometers in F1 cars before his first race in F1 than Lewis Hamilton ever did. When you are actually allowed to test F1 cars. So he has had a considerable amount of practice, data analysis, like feedback, coaching from everyone in Mercedes in his preparation for his F1 start of his career in the top team. Look how well it's benefited for him. Now, many will say it's because he's a generational talent, which he potentially is, but there's no guarantee that he would start as quickly as he has done. There's a yellow as Hadjar's gone off at turn 4. Hadjar has gone off at turn 4, and I think he's probably not moving. Has he lost control of the car? We saw someone in F2 lose it here at this very section in qualifying, and I'm surprised they haven't thrown a red flag yet, unless it is just a mechanical issue. But we have seen drivers take over, cover the curbs quite aggressively through this section, turn 2, turn 3, and then, of course, turn 4. And I think he's going again, Hadjar. He is going again. And what... No, he stopped again. What has happened to Hadjar? The TV coverage is not caught up yet in relation to what he's done. And, he's just over to the side, Hadjar. So he's way off track. And I think he's just had a moment, to be honest with you. I think he's just had a moment. There doesn't seem to be any debris. What has happened there? Oh, no. Has he beached himself? Oh, has he beached himself? No, don't tell me he beached him. Oh, no, he beached it. Oh, Hadjar. Oh, what have you done? No, keep going. Keep going. No. Oh, he's beached himself. Trying to get back onto track. I think Hadjar... No, has he done it? No, what's he doing? He's like so close to getting on track. And then... I think he's beached himself. Red flag. Yeah, he's beached himself. Oh, Hadjar. Oh, Hadjar. Oh, Hadjar. At least it's not as bad as Lance Stroll. It's not as bad as Lance Stroll. He's so close. His front wing is literally touching the racetrack. His front wing is literally touching the racetrack, but his rear wheels, he's beached the car. The rear wheels, I think there's like a slight increase of the grass, like a bump, and I think he's bottomed the car out. And yeah, red flag. Another red flag at the end here. I'm still not sure why Hadjar went off, to be honest with you. Probably, yeah, just a big moment there into the first corner or second corner. But yeah, he's beached himself. Oh, no. Oh, Hadjar. At least it's FP2. But that's an FP2 wrap, to be honest with you guys. We're not going to get that underway again with 5 minutes remaining. So, yeah, he... still yet to see how he actually went off. Who's better? Yuki's better. Right, so here's a replay of what happened with Hadjar. He went through turns 2, then through turn 3. Oh, he had a snap through the corner of turn 3. And, he went in very hard, actually, into the barrier sideways. He's very fortunate that he hasn't done any damage visually to the car, to the suspension. Whether or not he's then done any damage to the gearbox or the inner workings of that RB car. But, yeah, so he went through the curb of turn 3, just lost the rear a bit, as we've seen a few drivers do. And, yeah, went into a spin. Did a full 360 sideways into the tyre barrier. Very fortunate not to do any suspension damage. And, yeah, then beached the car as he was trying to get back on. So, but, yeah, Yuki is most definitely the better driver. I mean, he's been in F1 longer. He's showcased some very decent results. But Hadjar is, I think he's my pleasant surprise of this season thus far. I really didn't expect him to be this good. So, P1 Matt said Oscar will fumble, so everyone get ready for Oscar Grand Slam. But yeah, really shame that FP2 ended that way. They may still get that car cleared pretty quickly because there's no debris or anything. It's just a beach car, and then no doubt the drivers will make their way around to do a practice start, which they haven't really had an opportunity to do today because FP1 ended prematurely as well, with Bortoletto sticking it in the barriers. But yeah, sorry, going back to what I was saying before Hadjar rudely interrupted my train of thought. You look at the practice and the preparation that Mercedes gave Kimi Antonelli, and then you look at the practice and preparation that they gave Liam Lawson and any of their other drivers heading into that Red Bull car. Now, Liam Lawson, yes, he was in the AlphaTauri at the end of the season, but he still could have had a considerable amount of practice, more practice time in previous Red Bull cars to get familiar with how that car reacts, because many of clearly that Red Bull car performs very differently and handles very differently to the junior team, and it always has done. So why wouldn't you try and prep them better? Like, especially in the off season as well. I mean, I don't understand it. Rather than just simulator work, get them out there in previous iterations of the RB car, and yeah, do it. But they didn't, and I think they're doing a disservice to their junior drivers, to be honest with you. Cut the stream, Stuffey. Go get some SR for Silverstone next week. I will be, don't worry. So just watching a replay of Max, what happened with him through the Variante Ultra. Just, I don't know why they're showing that. He went for the chicane pretty aggressively, but okay. Fair enough. Kimmy even got a special short movie on Netflix. Yeah, I haven't seen that, to be honest. I'm going to watch that at some point. Kimmy is overhyped. I think he has been very well hyped, but I think it's very... oh, green light, pit exit open already. I think it's very... yeah, I think he has been overhyped somewhat, but he has performed very well. That's for sure. FP2 is restarting right now, yeah. They got that car removed very quickly. But to be honest with you, they're only going to be able to do like one lap, and then they'll just come around to the start-finish line, and they'll start doing some practice starts. So, yeah, he comes across very well, Anne. Yeah, Kimmy comes across as a very likeable guy, doesn't he? So... yeah, you get a good vibe from him, don't you, at 18? Because you can imagine it could be very easy. It could be very easy to... and I know I've had experience meeting a few racing drivers. Not famous ones, but just racing drivers. And I feel like quite a few of them have egos on them. Even though it's like, look, with respect, you're not in Formula 1. You're not in World Endurance Championship. You're just better than most people at go-karting, or just most better at people than like at sports car racing. Like, they have this very like grandiose like idea of themselves, and you're all right, Taco. And like, it could be very easy for an 18-year-old to be promoted that quickly, into have all this hype around him, and promoted very quickly into F1, and have this success already, because it is success like what he's had, good start to this season, and be very full of yourself and get a bit above yourself. And that's a credit to his parents, his family, his friends, and to Mercedes in how they've brought him up. So, had one of them tell me I would never reach 5k. Well, exactly, yeah. You got Kimmy's autograph in Bahrain. Oh, nice one. Kimmy likes Max till they probably become teammates next year. But there we go. Checkered flag, guys. Checkered flag. We did get the cars all out on circuit, and they'll be happy to be able to do a practice start, which they were unable to do in FP1 due to Bortoletto's crash, which, interestingly enough, Bortoletto is noted for yellow flag infringement. So hopefully his day doesn't go from bad to worse with that. For F3, for example, was full of what I called idiot race karting kids, but fast as F, but no race car sense. No, I remember being shouted at one time by Pepe Marti. Pepe Marti was like angry that I defended against him, and we crashed, and he called me quite a few naughty words, and I was like, I didn't even know who he was at the time, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you don't have right of way. You don't have right of way to get past me. Like, you're quick, don't get me wrong, but you doesn't mean I'm obligated to get out of your way. Like, we are racing. So, you're famous for doing that, yeah. My pleasure, Pat. Yeah, welcome everyone. Say welcome everyone, because people are dipping off now. Yeah, no, good to see you all. If I drive a real car, you get out of my way. What you do? I'm a bit like that on the road. But not... oh, practice starts. Lance Stroll failing to follow race director's instructions. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Will we see a one-stop race on Sunday? Probably, Arnold. Yes. Yeah, so... this has the longest pit stop on the calendar, I believe, or equal FP2, the longest pit stop on the calendar. It's nearly like 30 seconds. I think it's like 27, 28 seconds. So it's a lot of time to make up on a track that is very difficult to overtake on. So we will see the one stop. Now, what will be intriguing is how the tyres last on that one stop, because we are a step softer than last year. The medium is the soft from last year, and the hard compound is the medium. So we will see. We are seeing that soft compound tyre drivers and teams struggle to keep it alive temperature-wise at the end of a lap. So I don't think it's it's not a tyre we're going to see in the race, that's for sure. So how will that medium tyre, the old soft, last? And we could see, hopefully, maybe some crossovers. Drivers falling off a cliff, maybe, with their tyres. We'll see. But definitely some tyre management is going to happen when it comes to Sunday, which, yeah, hopefully it's not a boring race, but my expectations are low. That's for sure. Good to see you, Sarah. Good to see you. There's a reason you see elbows out in racing. They have to establish themselves. See it in every motorsport, especially here in the US NASCAR. Yeah, of course you do. You have to get your elbows out. Of course you do. But there's also the, oh, well, just because I'm technically quicker, I have to get past. There is the art of defending as well, you know. Can you see the speed tracks and sector times? Of course you can. Yeah, so let's show you the sector times first at the end there. I don't think anything changed, because the last time we looked at these, everyone had set their fastest laps, but you can see Piastri, Norris at the top of the timing screens. As I mentioned, the only reason Piastri is not as high up in sector 3 there is because he got held up in the last couple of corners by Ollie Behrman. So I think really he was, the way he was going in those first two sectors, I think he would have been on par with Norris, or probably extended his lap time over Norris, which at the moment I think he's only a couple of hundredths, but it would have been about a couple of tenths in the end. You got Yuki there in P3, so good first sector from him, but then his lap time started to fall away as the lap went on. You can see sector 3, 17th fastest for Yuki, so maybe taking too much life out of those tyres throughout the duration of the lap. Ferrari, improvements to be made for them. Leclerc saying that they need to focus on the high loaded corners, turn 5, turn 9 and turn 11. So yeah, work to be done for the Ferrari team. Hamilton complaining about his brakes as well, so they weren't really able to get any decent lap times in. Aston Martin just consistently slow. Gasly as well. Gasly looking comfortable at the moment, you could say. He was very good in FP1, and FP2 is P3. So see you soon, Rob. Leclerc was 3 tenths off on a 10-lap older medium tyres in just Sector 1 against McLaren on softs. Yeah, I mean, those medium tyres last longer. They just last longer. The soft tyre is, they're struggling. They're really struggling with it. It's like a single lap and that's it. And they really need to look after them on their outlap and get them in the right window. So it's going to be an interesting quali tomorrow. We could see a shake-up of the order, I think. Next step for Kimi is to develop that edgy attitude. He gets edgy, he's going to be a future champ. Maybe. I mean, he doesn't necessarily need it off track. On track is where you need it. So, yeah. I liked what Kimi said last time in Miami, where Oscar obviously played those rules against him, or used those rules to his advantage, of course, down into the first corner. And he was a bit, not shaken by it, but he was a bit surprised by it. And he said afterwards, he was like, okay, that's how I need to go racing. Like, that's what I need to do. Good that he had the awareness to acknowledge that. So, Lewis just doing like a lap of honour at the end there for the fans at Ferrari's second home race. But yeah, that is it, guys, really, for this stream. Not ending it just this second. But thank you, as always, for everyone tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. I just need to go set the stream up for FP3. It's a bit earlier tomorrow, guys. So FP3 tomorrow is at 11:30 AM UK time, and then qualifying is at 3 in the afternoon. So be sure to tune in for both of those. Of course, for qualifying, it's definitely one you don't want to miss. It's going to be super important here at Imola, as it has been at every race weekend thus far. So yeah, be sure to tune in for that. Last year, Piastri just pipped Norris in qualifying, but had a penalty and started from further back. He did, didn't he? Yeah, for the impeding, wasn't it? Was it for the impeding on Daniel Ricciardo? I remember that now, yeah. I think, once again, I think it's going to be between Piastri and Norris. My worry for Max Verstappen, and I know people say, don't write him off, never write him off. And I get that. But my worry is that Red Bull is going to struggle on the temps again. And where we're on this C6 tyre, I'm not sure that Red Bull's going to be able to make that tyre last for a whole duration of a lap. So I think a third place would be tremendous for Max, to be honest with you. But I think the McLarens, with how they're able to just control those temperatures in those tyres, I think it's going to be comfortable for them. But we'll see. FP2 finish. You just missed it. Yeah, missed it? Missed it? You just missed it, sorry. So, yes, FP2 has ended, and we will be back tomorrow for FP3, which will be 11:30 in the morning. I'll be live a little bit earlier than that, of course. And then qualifying is at 3 p.m. UK time. So, yes, have a lovely rest of your Friday evening, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit the like button, and of course, if you aren't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We will see you tomorrow for a busy Saturday, and of course, the race on Sunday for the first race weekend of a triple header. We've got Imola, Monaco, and then Barcelona. It's going to be interesting. Who's going to lead out at the end of this triple header? Is it going to be another swing towards Lando Norris? Is Max going to close the gap? Will Piastri increase his championship lead? There's lots on offer and lots to look forward to. So see you then, guys. Bye.